We're here in Fish Creek Park in Calgary, Alberta, where we're going to tell you about beavers and their role in protecting our watershed. What is a beaver, you might be asking? Well, beavers are semi-aquatic animals that are not only Canadian national treasures, but are also the largest rodent in all of North America. But why even care about beavers, other than the fact that they are super adorable? Well, it might interest you to know that beavers and the dams that they build are extremely important to fostering healthy streams and aquatic ecosystems. And they've been doing it for a long time. Well, at least they were, until some white dude showed up, took one look at these little fur balls and said, man, I'm gonna wear that on my head. But I'll let Sarah get into that into a second, right after I finish taking a long look at this beautiful creation. Damn.
Did you know that the beaver is actually Canada's national animal? This is because the beaver played a vital role in shaping the country's history, particularly as a driving force behind the fur trade that existed around the early 1500s to 1869. European settlers highly sought their waterproof pelts, and they used them for hats. This turned them into a valuable commercial commodity. This demand fueled Western expansion, which shaped the relations of Canada as we know it today. Pure greed, combined with a lack of conservation efforts, led to the destruction of what was once an abundant beaver population. The fur trade alone wiped out approximately 95% of Canadian beavers. Efforts for humans and beavers to coexist were once minimal. Traditionally, beavers were managed by extermination through explosions, trapping, and just weaponry. Did you know that beavers mate for life? How would you feel if you came home after a long day's work and your house was blown up and your wife was missing? That being said, beavers are resilient. Reintroduction efforts are on the rise, and a key strategy is beaver dam analogs. These analogs mimic naturally occurring dams and hopefully draw some beavers into the area. The past 500 years or so have been rough for beavers. Beavers play a vital role in protecting the watershed, and misinformation and harmful stereotypes have led to the destruction of a once abundant beaver population. I'll pass you on to Katie, who's going to talk about the natural reclamation that beavers can offer.
When looking at beavers as the hardworking animals they are, we can see as they build each dam, this results in the creation of ponds and wetlands that store water, which means they act as natural reservoirs. What would you rather see in your backyard, a beaver dam or a cement reservoir? In the process of creating the dam, the beaver also continues to excavate sediments as flooring and cement for their newly formed homes, which allows for decreased bank erosion over time. After the dam is complete, it aids in diverting water into surrounding soils and extending into other waterways, which increases the area of the riparian zones found in the surrounding areas for continual watershed resiliency. We can look at beaver dams as natural filter systems. Like the Britas in your fridge, they store sediments, pollutants, and excess nutrients that circulate water quality. Beaver dams also aid in the prevention of large herbivores from accessing the native aquatic plants. Since the dam is so big, it prevents animals from roaming around the bank, and this aids in bank stabilization.
Beaver dams play an important role in supporting native vegetation and fostering biodiversity. They help build habitats and restore endangered species. Now, you might be thinking, wait a second, what about fish? What are they supposed to do? Well, you'll be happy to know that fish actually benefit from beaver dams being built in their streams. They help to allow their habitat and food sources to grow. Beaver dams retain water 50% longer, which helps keep native populations healthy. While beaver dams sound pretty damn great, there is the issue that we humans have a knack for building roads right over floodplains. So when the beaver dams up the stream, water can back up and end up washing right over the road. Luckily, some very smart people have come up with some very creative solutions to these problems, and they're called coexistence tools. These can include things like culvert protectors, which prevent beavers from plugging up culverts, as well as pond levelers, which allows for a path for water to flow right through the beaver dam, with the intake being far enough away that the beavers won't even try and plug it up. Traditionally, landowners would have just shot the beavers, or if they were feeling particularly dramatic, blown up the dam with explosives, which, if you can see how that might not have been the best for the environment, or human health. So I think that maybe coexistence might be a better option, especially when you consider that even if you cut off the head of one beaver, 2 more will take its place.
When it comes to water management, beavers damn well know what they're doing. Their ponds act as natural storage reservoirs, holding more water at the surface. And what happens when you have more water at the surface? It seeps right into the soil, recharging underground aquifers like nature's own hydration station. But wait, there's more. Increased groundwater and surface water give riparian vegetation a major boost, creating a lush green paradise that stores even more water. It's a logical ecosystem resilience. And here's the kicker. During dry spells, these ponds act like a secret stash, slowly leaking water back into nearby streams. Even when the skies stay dry, beaver-built wetlands keep the water flowing, proving that when life gives you drought, beavers just dam up and deal with it. Miistakis is what the Blackfoot people of Treaty 7 call the beaver. The beaver is at the heart of one of the most sacred Blackfoot ceremonies, the Beaver Bundle. The Beaver Bundle was gifted to the Blackfoot people, carrying with it the teachings of Miistakis, which means compassion. Just as beavers care for the ecosystems and shape the land around us with purpose, this teaching reminds us to care for one another and the world around us. In the end, Miistakis teaches us something simple yet powerful. Water is life, balance is key, and when we work with nature instead of against it, the land thrives. Beavers don't just build dams, they build harmony in our watersheds, reminding us of the delicate connections that sustain us all.
Well, damn. There you have it. Beavers are pretty neat after all. From their rich history on this land to the important role they play today in our watersheds, it's about damn time that beavers are given the respect they deserve.